There's a technology emerging right now that's going to fundamentally change millions of people's lives. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it never gets sick, never calls in tired. And according to Goldman Sachs, it's going to replace 300 million jobs. Now, most people hear this and panic, but here's what they're missing. Now, while everyone is worried about being replaced, a small group of people are positioning themselves to make millions from this exact technology. Because this is a $1.8 trillion opportunity by 2030, and we're still in the first inning. Let me paint a picture for you of what's coming. It's 2030 and you're a business owner waking up on a Monday morning to a beautiful Stripe notification on your phone. Your digital workforce just closed a $10,000 deal while you were sleeping. It created 30 pieces of high quality content for you on your social platform. It created hundreds of personalized sales videos for these leads that entered your funnel and generated multiple 5 figures for you without you having to lift a finger. Here's the thing. This technology exists today. It's called AI avatars. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what they are, how they work, and most importantly, how you can take advantage of this opportunity before it's way too late. All right, so today I'm going to be covering 5 key points. The first one is going to be just understanding the general landscape, right? I want to first break down the challenges in content creation, business, and just defining what AI avatars actually are and the market growth so you know that this is a massive opportunity. Next, I want to go into the evolution of AI avatars and where I see AI avatar technology now and where it's heading in the future. After that, I want to go into how AI avatars are actually implemented in various industries and use cases so you can get a general understanding of how this technology can actually be applied. After that, I want to go into capitalizing on the opportunity by breaking down the top monetizable opportunities with this technology so you can actually make money from it. And finally, I want to break down your specific action plan to winning so you're not just absorbing all of this information, but have a ready to go plan on how to actually implement the stuff I'm talking about in this video. So first, let's break down the current landscape. There is a massive content creation crisis. The brutal reality is content creation is fundamentally broken. Creating a single 10-minute video requires 8 to 14 hours of work. Even me recording this video for you right now, it's the real me, it's not my avatar, but it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of creation of these visual assets. It takes a lot of effort to actually make YouTube videos. And even for short form content, it takes a good amount of time to research, script, video, edit. Everything takes forever. And a lot of these content creators just don't have the time, especially if they're a business owner or they have a full-time job, but they just don't make enough money because they're not producing enough content. And 71% of creators report burnout and 45% quit within 2 years. This can be both creators as influencers and whatever it may be, content creators, or also business owners that just don't want to create content because it takes too much time. And so the human bottleneck is real and it's killing careers. Now, on the other side of things, the business face similar constraints. An in-house video team costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Freelance production is just equivalently as much, and it's really like not a lot of videos that are produced. Meanwhile, 91% of businesses use video marketing, which means this AI avatar technology is a massive, massive need because of the inherent use case that businesses need video marketing. So ultimately, the demand far exceeds what humans can sustainably produce. Now, I've been saying this word AI avatars, right? Let's actually break down what AI avatars are. AI avatars are digital representations that can speak, move, and create video content autonomously. They combine 3 revolutionary components into one transformative tool that works 24/7 without fatigue. The first part is a visual clone. It's using something called GANs, or generative adversarial networks, and neural radiance fields, which you don't really need to know about in order to use this technology, but I just wanted to share. And it pretty much takes 2 to 10 minutes of video footage to create this visual clone. It'll take 2 to 24 hours, sometimes even way less on certain platforms, achieving 95% similarity to the original person. The next component is the voice clone. You use neural text-to-speech models that create voices from around 30 seconds or even up to 2 hours of audio with 95% accuracy. A lot of these AI voice cloning tools also support 140 plus languages with natural tone and cadence, and can even do automatic translation if you train it on one singular language. And the third part of this is the intelligence layer. It's large language models that power real-time responses with super low latency or quick response times, enabling natural conversations and autonomous content generation. Now look, the industry is growing so rapidly. The AI avatar market is exploding with 46.4% annual growth, which is faster than cloud computing, mobile, or social media in their early days. Now, it's estimated to become a $78.5 billion market by 2030, which represents one of the most significant wealth creation opportunities of the decade. I want to break down a couple major players that are dominating the space right now. The first one is Synthesia, valued at over $1 billion. I would consider them one of the market leaders with over 50,000 plus customers, including Nike, BBC, Zoom. They dominate in the space of corporate training with over 140 plus avatars pre-existing in 120 plus languages. The next major player would be HeyGen with 10 million plus users. It's the fastest growing platform with 300% year over year growth, which is a massive indicator for demand. Some of their biggest features are instant avatar creation, where you can just upload 2 minutes of video footage of you speaking to a camera, even your phone, and it will just upload it, process it, and create a ready to go avatar that acts and moves and sounds just like you. It also has 175 plus languages that can do automatic conversion to various languages with advanced lip sync integrated. The third major player would be DID, which is a developer favorite. The reason I say this is because it has the best API for developers, powering thousands of apps using their technology. It has a really strong in creative sector with real-time streaming capabilities in 119 languages. And the fourth one, which is a personalization leader and real-time avatar leader, would be Tavis. Tavis specializes in AI-powered personalized video at scale. They have this Phoenix model, which enables real-time conversational avatars, which leads to an 8x response rate increase. Tavis is great for live conversational agents in customer service, sales, or whatever it may be. These are some of the top players and their specific use cases. So now let's talk about the evolution of AI avatars. I'm going to break down where they are now and where I see them in the future. The first phase is this text to video avatar, which is where we are right now. Today's AI avatars convert written scripts into videos within 2 to 15 minutes. They support 120 to 175 languages and achieve 95% lip sync accuracy and can produce HD to 4K quality output. Some implementations are corporate training videos, which save 80% on traditional development and production costs versus these traditional methods. Another implementation is marketing content, which costs $500 to $200 versus $2,000 to $7,000. And more than that, it requires your physical time and presence to actually record the content. Another one is personalized sales videos, which increase response rate by 8x. Rather than sending the same generic pre-recorded video to everyone, you can create one avatar that will then personalize the sales video and asset to each individual lead, increasing response rate and conversion. And over 500 million videos have been created in 2024 alone using this technology. A majority of this current technology has been used for corporate content, and some of it has been used for marketing, but not as much has been used for personal brand content due to this uncanny valley effect. However, I'm noticing, and my own clients are starting to shift into this personal branding because the technology is getting more and more accurate. The second phase is this interactive voice and video avatars. It's starting to emerge now. I'm sure you've seen content and conversations around it, but it's real-time conversational AI avatars that are really emerging with this sub 500 millisecond latency. These avatars can have natural conversation, reply to you quickly, retain context, and adapt emotional tone, which is opening up an entirely new world of use cases. Some of them include customer support, where people can talk to live AI agents in this $15 billion opportunity, where conversations are becoming a lot cheaper to have with the AI versus paying a human agent. On top of that, they understand tone, conversation, and are much more patient than human agents. The technology is emerging, so we're at 78% customer satisfaction compared to 82% for humans. The next implementation is sales qualification. It's where avatars can handle these initial intro calls and demos at 85% of human effectiveness, but costs way less than a traditional sales development representative. And the third opportunity is education and tutoring, which is a $12 billion opportunity for one-on-one tutoring. Avatars can achieve right now around 75% the effectiveness of a human tutor, but with unlimited scalability. And now the next and third phase is autonomous content avatars. This is where we start entering this full autonomy where AI avatars will research trending topics, write optimized scripts, create and publish videos automatically, and respond to comments, adjust their strategy, all without human input. Now, parts of this is already ready to go and can already be created, right, using tools like N8N, Make.com, Zapier, along with the AI avatar technology. However, we've yet to see fully agentic use cases where businesses are implementing this or creators are implementing this top to bottom. When this fully arrives, content creators will see 10 to 50x output increase while maintaining 90% quality. And businesses will be able to create hundreds of pieces of content weekly for a couple thousand a month rather than six figures with human teams. And the final evolution of this kind of AI avatar technology is the hyper realistic automated technology. This is where AI avatars are going to be 99.9% indistinguishable from real humans. It's going to have that perfect facial micro expressions, genuine emotional intelligence and response, spontaneous improvisation, and seamless AR and VR integration, which will make digital humans ubiquitous. Now, it's kind of scary, but I really think the technology is heading there. I think it's going to start where these virtual influencers are dominating. The market is going to grow from $5 billion today to $15 to $20 billion in this 2030, 2035 time period. The top virtual influencers will earn $50 million annually with 10 million followers who cannot tell that they're AI. I mean, I've already seen AI influencers in the wild on Instagram and TikTok where people are commenting on their posts not knowing that they are AI. So I really think that when the technology becomes indistinguishable, it's going to be a dominating industry. The second one is going to be AI actors in entertainment. It's going to be fully AI generated actors in lead roles with a $30 to $50 billion impact on the $200 billion film industry. And SAG-AFTRA is already negotiating AI clauses to protect human talent because the technology is getting good so quickly. The third one, and this one is a little weird, but I can really find the value in it, but digital immortality services. It's a multi-billion dollar market for creating avatars that continue after death. It's going to have low adoption, but I do think people will adopt it for family memories and just keeping businesses alive using the likeness of the avatars. And then the final one is this synthetic media ecosystem. It's going to be a world where majority of online content is AI generated. A majority of corporate communication is going to be with avatars. And there's not really going to be any trade-off because you won't be able to tell if it's a human or not. It's kind of scary, but I really think the world is heading here. And whether we like it or not, this is going to be the world that we live in. So now that you understand what AI avatars are and how AI avatar technology is going to grow, I want to break down how AI avatars work in various industries from a business or monetization perspective. The use case that I'm most familiar with and I live in is AI avatars for business marketing. The old model is where you create 1 to 2 YouTube videos per week, 3 to 7 social posts per week, when you're investing 20 to 40 hours weekly creating content. And you're capped at this 50,000 per year income level because you are the bottleneck and you will inevitably burn out. The content output is capped by your time and energy. And so your income plateaus because, there's only 24 hours in a day. You need to eat, sleep, do your work, live your life. Now, the new model is using these AI avatars with a scalable content team. You can produce 7 to 14 YouTube videos per week. You can post 14 to 28 social posts per week. And you can only invest 5 to 10 hours on this kind of top of funnel research and then this bottom of funnel sales management, where your income can now triple, quadruple, because your avatar is the engine and you are focusing on real human strategy. Now, you're pretty much able to 5 to 7x your income with 75% less time investment. Your avatar handles the execution while you handle strategy. Now, when I say you, I don't necessarily mean you have to be the one doing this. Think about the people that are already using and implementing the old model where you can bridge the gap and allow them to transition to this new model. I'll get into it later, but just keep that in mind. Now, look, I'm not just making this stuff up. I actually do this, and this is my personal success. One of my clients, John, who is in the credit funding real estate world, he was working with a traditional agency who made him record his own videos. But after he worked with us, we just made an AI avatar for him, took care of all of his content so he didn't have to record videos. And We generated 37 qualified leads in 30 days with a brand new dead account, and our AI clone outperformed his human recorded videos by 12.9x versus his previous agency. So it took 30 days, and all we did was replace him with his AI avatar so he can focus on growing the business while we focused on the content production. This is another client, Eric, who is an Amazon e-commerce coach. He was at 30K per month before, 200 to 300 followers. And within 60 days, we doubled his revenue and got him significant follower growth by completely redesigning his funnel and setting up this AI avatar system because he was just too busy with the business. He didn't actually have time to consistently post content. And so we pretty much were able to post content for him, use his likeness, and also allow him to double his revenue. This is our client Omar, who runs a car dealer marketing agency. And within just 6 videos, we generated 41 qualified leads for him, with his best performing video generating 16 leads, with around 8 or 9 of those being qualified. So just simply setting up a short campaign with high conversion AI avatar content. And finally, Frank, who is a spiritual healing practitioner, we generated him 80 million impressions in 30 days. He was too busy working with his one-on-one clients that he didn't have time to record. We created viral, high-quality content for him and generated 80 million impressions, which led to $22,000 in revenue from a brand new business we built for him from scratch, and then $57,000 from a follow-up webinar. We also grew his following from 135,000 followers, which he wasn't making much money from, to now 143,000 followers in this campaign. We leveraged his existing audience, but posted content with systematic AI avatar videos and a monetization funnel. On top of that, we built a complete course from scratch, 45 video course with this exact same AI avatar that we used for content. And so the key pattern we're seeing is that all these successful AI avatars are using creators that have a proper funnel design plus a systematic posting schedule to achieve rapid growth and monetization. Now, another implementation of AI avatars is in business outreach. I consider this the $8 trillion problem, where personalized videos increase conversion by 8x, but creating custom videos is prohibitively expensive. It takes so much time to sit there and record hundreds of videos for hundreds of unique human beings. So traditional options are just making a generic pre-recorded video or using an expensive human team, which is both slow and costly, or you just don't do it at all, which you're missing massive opportunity. So you can implement this in sales outreach by creating 200 personalized videos daily versus 50 generic emails. Response rate jumps from 1 to 3% to 8 to 12%, and the cost drops from $60K per year per SDR to $2 to $5K per month total. Customer onboarding is another implementation where the completion rate increases from 35% to 78%, and the time to value, which is an extremely valuable metric, drops from 14 days to 6 days. Support ticket also decreases from 63% with 25% churn reduction. Another example of this could be real estate tours, where agents can create 50 personalized tours daily versus 5 traditionally. Conversion increases from 2% to 3.5%, and one specific agent that we've found online scaled from 24 to 210 deals annually by plugging in this moving avatar. Look, the economics and numbers are undeniable. With an in-house team, it'll cost $500 to $2,000 per video, will take 1 to 2 weeks, and it's low scalability. A freelancer will be cheaper, but still take the same amount of time and will not be as scalable because it's a freelancer. But with the AI avatar, it can cost 50 cents to $5 per video, create 5 to 30 minutes, and the scalability is infinitely capped. So for 100 videos annually, traditional methods cost $20,000 to $200,000, whereas AI avatars cost $500 to $5,000. That is a 90% cost saving while maintaining 85 to 95% quality. If you're complaining that AI avatars are not realistic, so you don't want to use them, I mean, consider the 90% cost saving in exchange for this 10 to 15% loss in quality. Is that the opportunity cost that you're willing to give up? Now look, another opportunity is AI avatars in education. There's a quality versus scale dilemma, which I just spoke about, which can be solved. Educators face an impossible choice: high personalization with low scale or high scale with no personalization. The best human instructors can genuinely handle 30 students at max. AI avatars shatter this limit. One instructor can serve 1,000 to 10,000 students with personalized one-on-one tutoring available 24/7. The effectiveness reaches 75 to 85% of an in-person instructor at 10% of the cost. So this trade-off that I just spoke about, the opportunity cost, is really massive with this technology. And some of these implementations include online course creators, where 500 students at $500 now becomes 5,000 students at $200. Revenue increases by 4x while support time drops by 80%. Another one is a fitness coach hybrid model, where you have 5 high-touch clients one-on-one plus 500 AI avatar clients. The revenue could jump from 70,000 to around 400,000 annually with 50% less time commitment because you remove yourself as the bottleneck. And this third implementation is language learning, where you could have $30 to $50 per month subscription AI avatars for 24/7 conversation practice versus $50 to $100 an hour for a private tutor. And I guarantee that these AI avatars are at least at 70% human tutor effectiveness. And look, the numbers prove themselves, right? In AI avatars, you can see there's a massive jump, right? 25% completion rate versus 65% completion rate by having an AI avatar that takes care of the corporate training and customizes it so you're actually engaged and you finish the work. Retention rate is even higher, right? 35% versus 58% using an AI avatar. Now, traditionally, it takes almost 6 weeks to complete general course material, but with an AI avatar, it can be 3 weeks or less. And look, Fortune 500 companies are achieving remarkable results where one could train 10,000 employees for 1 to 2 million versus 5 to 10 million annually. So it's a pretty massive cost saving. And a strong data case study is from Arizona State University, where they found AI tutors achieve 78% human tutor effectiveness, while Stanford Online's Learning Lab showed 58% completion rate versus 15% for traditional online courses. The knowledge retention also improved by 38%. So now that you understand the different opportunities, the proof behind the opportunities, and what the actual implementation looks like, I want to now break down how you specifically can capitalize on these opportunities. I'm going to break down the specific business models and how the business models actually work so you can start getting set up with them today with a specific plan of action. Opportunity number one is to build an AI avatar agency. I would consider this the biggest opportunity right now because the technology is already present, and I personally have already validated this and make 30,000 plus every single month using this exact opportunity. Look, businesses desperately need AI avatar solutions, but they don't know how to build them. So this is a $15 to $20 billion market by 2030 with less than 5% current saturation. So the timing is perfect. There's kind of 3 monetization models you can pick. The first one is a setup and retainer model where you pretty much charge 5 to 10K to set up the AI avatar and maybe any other adjacent assets like a content strategy, marketing research, maybe a funnel. And then you charge 2K to 5K per month to manage that system and constantly put out content. The second money model for this would be performance-based model, where you charge some sort of 3 to 5K setup and then 10 to 20% of rev share for clients and leads that you get through your efforts. And then the third one is a done-for-you model, where you kind of have a 5K to 15K monthly, where it's all inclusive and you just take care of absolutely everything. So all they know is that leads and sales are coming in and they don't have to worry about a thing. I kind of treat this as a general projection financially and like phases of how to operate this business model. Phase one is kind of as a solo operator, where you try to get 5 to 10 clients, probably 5 max as a solo operator at around 30K average. Revenue 150K, right? Expenses around 30K. So profit, you're netting around 100K, right? It'll take around 30 to 40 hours a week, probably more as well if you're really trying to get good results for people. So this is when you're trying to scale into like, hey, fully running a business. Then phase 2 is like the small team where you're at 15 to 25 clients at around 40K, right? 600K revenue, around 300K expenses, I would say. Your profit is around 400K. And then you have a team of around 2 to 4 people. You don't need a massive team to handle this unless you're working with a bunch of clients, which then leads me to phase 3, which is a scaled agency. So that's where you're at 30 to 50 clients at 50K, maybe even 75K average, where your revenue is in the multi 7 figures and your expenses are around $500,000 or so, with around 900K or so in profit. And then you still don't need a massive team, but you do have a team of full-time dedicated members of 5 to 10 people. Whereas with a small team, you could still run it with just purely contractors. Your target clients for this sort of business model would be around these 2 million plus coaches and consultants, 1.5 million real estate agents, 3 million e-commerce brands, 500K B2B SaaS companies, and 200,000 marketing agencies in the US alone. So yes, there are enough people that need your services and have no idea this opportunity exists or this system exists, and you can be the one to educate them and also build it for them. Now, how do you actually generate revenue and get clients with this business model? These are 4 strategies that I would implement. The first one would be content marketing, right? The beauty is if you're building this AI avatar system for other business owners, you can essentially act as your first client and start using your own AI avatar to generate leads for yourself. Now, realistically, it'll take 3 to 6 months to traction unless you post like 25 videos a day, which is pretty difficult, especially because you need to pick up the marketing skills and acumen along the way. It'll take 5 to 10 hours a week to actually put out this marketing content, and you'll get ideally 5 to 15 qualified leads per month. I wouldn't say after 6 months, but I would say after 3 months. But after 6 months, you'll get really solid amount of clients coming through. Outbound cold outreach is an immediate thing. So if you're starting this business, I would definitely suggest warm network outreach and then cold outreach, right? You can get results very quickly, but it takes a lot of time, 10 to 15 hours per week, because you have to create the leads list, scrape them, and actually put out the outreach. Now, you can also use the AI avatar to personalize the outbound, right? And pretty much use the system to acquire clients for yourself. You can get a lot more qualified leads per month upfront, but outreach definitely plateaus over time. So you need a more sustainable method like content marketing. Another acquisition method is strategic partnerships. Work with agencies, maybe private equity firms that offer multitudes of services that you can essentially be a service provider using this AI system. So you're pretty much taking this existing business that has maybe 20, 30 clients, a marketing agency, let's say, and then you are offering your existing service to all of them. All they need to do is connect you with the clients, and essentially you act as a member in their business or as a service provider partner agency. And then you just provide that service to them and then give them a percentage of the sales. The win for them is they don't need to learn anything new or figure out any systems, and you take care of all the fulfillment. But at the same time, their clients get more value, and the marketing agency or partner agency gets money without having to build an entire infrastructure. It'll take 1 to 3 months to establish for sure, because you want to build trust with these partners. And maybe it could be like 20 to 30% rev share that you give to them, and you'll easily get 5 to 20 qualified leads per month, because that would be the average that this agency or partnership business would have. And then the last one would be paid advertising. I mean, it's immediate results. You're spending $2,000 to $5,000 a month in ad spend. I recommend if you're selling a $3,000 offer, you want to run at least $6,000 in ads so that you are able to collect enough valid data to then continue to grow and scale. And you can easily get 10 to 25 qualified leads per month at 100 to 300 per lead. I mean, a better lead might be more expensive as you keep raising prices, but that's a whole nother conversation. These are like 2 examples of agency success that you could see, right? One niche would be online course creators, right? You are building an agency that sells to online course creators. You have 12 clients with a deal size of around 8K setup and then a 3K per month management, right? That'll lead you to 528,000 in annual revenue, with a team of a founder and then 2 contractors, probably a marketing director and then a client success director, that work together to then manage all of the clients. I'd say actually feasibly achieving this, if you are all in and really putting in the work, knowing what to do with proven systems, templates, and potentially mentorship, you could easily reach this number in around 10 months. Another example would be a B2B service providing niche, right? You have 8 clients, a little less, but the deal size is bigger because you're charging more to these business owners. Now your annual revenue is 600,000, and you have 1 founder and then 1 full-time client success manager who handles all of these clients, and then you could work with contractors here and there. This would definitely take a little longer because it's a higher deal size from targeting these larger B2B companies, but the performance-based pricing that you could add on top of this could also skyrocket the revenue. Now, the second opportunity here is to actually just build your own creator avatar empire. So if you're already creating content, you can just create your own AI avatar. And even if you're not creating content, you can just build your own AI avatar or AI actor to just do this and create this content for you. And I guarantee there's so many competitors out there that are going to do it if you have an existing content creation, platform. But the thing is, this is really your first mover advantage window, and that window is closing very quickly. You essentially want to create educational, viral, entertaining content using this AI avatar, whether it be yourself or an actor or a character, whatever it may be, right? And you want to start this out by phase one, just creating. Choose like HeyGen or Synthesia and record some footage to actually create your AI avatar or make a AI clone of an actor or whatever it may be. After that, you want to validate the system. Create 10 to 20 test videos and just post with regular content and measure the performance, see if it's performing better or worse, and just adjust accordingly. And then once you validate the content that actually works, start scaling to 50% avatar content, right? Start pulling back from some of your existing content, or if you're not posting at all, just double down on the amount of avatar content you're posting and target 2 to 3x output while maintaining these occasional personal pieces of content for high value. And then finally, dominate. Your avatar is going to handle 70 to 80% of the content, so you can focus on strategy and achieve 5 to 10x output and 3 to 5x follower growth on your social media platforms. Now, you can use this for various different content strategies, but this is what I would recommend for you to automate using this avatar. So to really become a creator or influencer, you want to make stuff like daily news and updates in your niche, educational explainers, product reviews and comparisons, FAQ responses, repurposed content, and personalized messages, right? You want to go as broad as possible because you want to target the widest possible audience. That's going to allow you to actually go viral and connect with as many people as possible. So I would say that volume is the name of the game. The avatar is going to handle the repetitive, scalable content that builds your consistent presence. Then occasionally, if you're using your own likeness, you want to show up personally for these high stake announcements, emotional, vulnerable content, live streams, collaborations, whatever it may be, right? If you approach this in a 90-10, like 90% avatar, 10% human, that's like the ideal space where you're able to put out a bunch of volume, but then also have these moments of authenticity where people know it's you and can feel the emotion. Now, as a creator, you can expect this general flow of content like results, right? Month one would really be testing out content up till month three, right? Around 90 to 150 posts. You put that content out there, you will not know what hits and what doesn't hit. If you are posting content and you have not put out at least 150 pieces of content and you are complaining that you suck at making videos or you're not going viral and you're doing everything, I'm sorry, but you just have not done enough. Like, it takes a lot of content and volume and data to understand what works and to actually improve your own skills as a content creator. Eventually, after that month 1 to 3, you'll start seeing an increase in your own content output, which will lead to 100 to 200% follower growth, right? And then month 7 to 12, you want to go up to the 7 to 10x content output because you've really validated the concepts and topics that work. And then you want to just double down and triple down on that. The way you want to really dominate using this system is this multi-platform domination strategy, where on YouTube, you're creating daily shorts and weekly long form videos. Maybe you're creating your own monthly deep dives and special products, right? On TikTok and Instagram, creating 2 to 3 short form posts per day. And then you're maybe personally creating 1 to 2 high quality production posts weekly, right? On LinkedIn, you're creating daily posts, maybe repurposing some of the content from YouTube and Instagram. And then you're actually just creating your own weekly thought leadership videos as well. And then on Twitter, which is extremely response and interaction based, you can create video responses to trending topics, right? You can create text-based engagement and manually reply to comments to add that level of personalization to the AI avatar videos. The creators who adopt AI avatars in this year and honestly next year will have an insurmountable lead than everyone else. And this is your window, and it's closing very quickly. Now, opportunity number 3, which is the most technically complex opportunity, but also the most wildly profitable, is to build an AI avatar SaaS. A SaaS, if you're not familiar, is a software as a service, right? And essentially what you're doing is taking some sort of service and creating a software out of it that people can self-serve and just, create a subscription and use themselves. For developers, if you have existing technical knowledge, the AI avatar space offers massive opportunity. I mean, the market is growing from 2 to 3 billion today to 25 to 30 billion by 2030 with low current saturation. So it is a massive opportunity to start now before it becomes way too saturated. You can create things like niche specific platforms, right? Building avatars for specific industries. You can do stuff like real estate automations, like fitness, education, right? You can do things like avatar management dashboards, unified multi-platform managements. Let's say someone has agents on Synthesia, Hagen, DID, Tavis, and you can unify it in one place to address this kind of decentralization of different softwares and just having it all in one place for larger businesses that use several softwares. Another one could be integration and automation. For example, a Zapier for AI avatars. This is an idea that I've been working on for a while, so if you end up making it, let me know. I'd love to invest. But on a more serious note, it's just connecting AI avatar technology to CRMs, marketing tools, social platforms, right? Massive, massive opportunity. This is the general SaaS development path, and I would consider this to an exit, right? Month one would be the MVP or a minimum viable product. Validate this with 20 to 50 potential customers, right? People that would actually buy your stuff. Build the MVP and then get 10 beta testing users, right? It can cost you 10 to 30K or sweat equity from devs. But if you don't want to do that, obviously you can invest into developers who can do it for you or give someone sweat equity in exchange for their services and time. Months 2 through 6 is going to be that beta launch, right? You want to refine based on feedback and you want to get paying customers. Like people that use your stuff for free will tell you anything, but people that are actually paying you have more stake at hand. And so they actually will give you more valid feedback. Now, at this point, you want to be around 2,500 to 20,000 per month in MRR or monthly recurring revenue. Now, once you really validate your idea and get general product market fit, you want to move into this growth phase, right? You want to scale to 500 to 1,000 users, see how much data is coming through from your customers, see what problems they're consistently facing, and maybe raise seed funding, right? Hire some full-time team members. Here, you want to easily be at 25 to 200K per month and scale. Now, that's where it transitions into this final years and coming years is scaling. You want to scale to this like 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 members, raise your Series A eventually, and then hire a larger team and start growing, right? Maybe 2 million per month, 5 million per month. And honestly, you don't even need 10 members to get to this 1 million per month mark. And then if you're looking for an exit opportunity, then you can get acquired by major platforms like Adobe, Canva, Microsoft that are always looking for these AI companies to acquire. Or you can just get acquired by these avatar platforms that want to add this adjacent service to their actual inbuilt system, right? Stuff like Synthesia or Hagen. And if you really want to go crazy, you could just IPO. I definitely see the IPO timeline being the longest, right? That 5 to 7 years. And even acquisition could happen faster, but obviously it depends on how much you want to be evaluated for and also how much you want to sell. Now, look, all of these opportunities have massive, massive potential and are immensely viable in terms of revenue. But you need to consider some risks. And these are things that I've personally dealt with myself or have seen across other people navigating this entire industry. The first one is authenticity, right? 42% of consumers are skeptical about AI content. The solution to that is very simple, right? Be transparent with disclosure and use avatars appropriately. It's good for scale. It's good for education and neutrality, but it's bad for emotional moments. So position it as a tool to expand your impact and serve more people while maintaining high quality. The second part of this is regulatory challenges. And the thing is, regulation is not that strong right now. So you do have a wider opportunity to test out new things before it gets patched. Like, for example, the EU AI Act requires disclosure with 35 million in euro fines, right? 15 plus US states have deepfake laws. And so the solution around this is only create avatars of yourself or consented by clients. Only use proven platforms like Hagen, Synthesia that actually have inbuilt consent and legality so that you don't get in trouble. Disclose AI-generated content proactively or as the client wants. Stay constantly updated on regulations and try to avoid high-risk use cases like politics or financial advice. The third risk you're going to have to navigate is technology limitations. Current avatars are 85 to 95% realistic, which is still really good, but with 30% experiencing this uncanny valley. So the solution is to use it for appropriate content, right? Explainers, demos, education, and combine it with real footage for this hybrid approach, right? What we like to do for our clients for short form content is we have the main avatar speaking and presenting, but then we also cover it with a lot of B-rolls of the existing videos that the client has taken of their life, working with clients, working at a coffee shop, whatever it may be. That way, it hides those moments when the AI looks fake and it brings a more natural feel to the actual content that we're putting out. And the final risk is market saturation. Look, this industry is nowhere near saturated, and I guarantee that you can ask like 30 people around you, and none of them will know that this thing even exists. The thing is, as adoption grows, the competitive advantage does diminish, right? Every single day, people are finding out about this technology. And so the solution to this is to act now. Move fast now while you still have the competitive edge. Focus on quantity and strategy and building case studies and your own personal authority so that people that join this opportunity 2 to 3 years down the line don't have that 2 to 3 years of experience and proof that you have. Look, the timing is critical. The current adoption is only 8% of businesses and 2% of creators. By 2028, it's probably going to be 50% and 35% respectively. And by 2030, it's table stakes. So the window for a first mover's advantage is really 2 to 3 years, which means you need to start now. So now that I explained what AI avatars are, the opportunities to monetize, and how to actually leverage them and implement them, let me talk about your action plan to winning. It's very simple. If you choose to take the first opportunity, right, you want to essentially start by getting these softwares, testing them out, building your avatars, and just post it, right? See what happens. It's okay. No one is going to remember your first video, your 6th video, or your 200th video. Keep posting, put yourself out there. For entrepreneurs, sign up for free trials on all these platforms, create test avatars, create animated avatars, understand the capabilities that are valuable to a business's need, and then build a proof of concept and become your first client. That is the ultimate key, right? The beauty is that what you are selling with this AI avatar technology can usually become the thing that gets you more clients, right? Whether it be an AI avatar for short form, an AI avatar for outreach, use the system to sell itself. And if you're a developer looking to build a SaaS, study the existing platforms, identify market gaps, right? Go on Reddit and Quora and identify like what are the biggest forthcomings of these existing platforms? What is something that they don't offer that I can bring a solution to? Validate the problem and the willingness for people to pay with customer interviews and vibe code. And if you've made it this far, I want to ask you, which side of history will you choose? Because the AI revolution is here and now. We're literally standing at a crossroads, right? Behind us is years of traditional content creation, cameras, studios, human bottlenecks, income capped by time, inevitable burnout being in front of a camera all day. But ahead is a new era where anyone can create unlimited personalized content at scale. Look, in 2007, most people didn't understand smartphones. In 2010, most people didn't understand social media. And by 2015, they were scrambling. In 2020, most didn't understand AI. In 2024, they're scrambling. Don't be the person scrambling to catch up in 2027. You have watched this entire video, so I know that you are serious. So look, this is your window. This is your opportunity. The AI avatar revolution is here and it is now. History does not care if you are ready. It moves on regardless, and the winners win and the losers lose. And look, the reason I've even made this entire video and I tell you all of this is because I've been blessed to be a winner, and I'm going to continue to win and dominate in the space. I've generated multiple 6 figures for myself personally using this exact system, building an AI avatar agency, selling this service to business owners without needing any technical coding skills or complex AI knowledge. I mean, most recently, I closed a client who paid me $12,500 upfront for my services. And over 2 years ago, I was about to take a $70,000 per year job at Boeing, traveling across the world from Atlanta to LA to live a life that probably wasn't going to be fulfilling. And who knows, maybe my job could have been replaced eventually. But 2 years ago, I took the window of opportunity, and now I'm seeing the massive fruits of my labor. So the reason I'm making this video is to make you aware of this opportunity so you don't wait any longer. And in 2 years from now, you're also winning. And with all that being said, I know that some of you are serious and want to try it out and figure this out yourself. You're more than welcome to. I have a lot of free resources in my school community, which you can check in the description below, and all of my other YouTube videos. But if you're someone who is an action taker and wants to just get straight to results without all the trial and error, mistakes, and failure, and get direct one-on-one mentorship with someone who's already achieved what you were looking to achieve with this AI avatar technology, then I have something for you. Right now, I'm currently working one-on-one with 5 different students, helping them personally build their AI avatar agencies to hit their first 3 to 5 clients and eventually scale to 10, 15, 25, and 30K per month. And working with people one-on-one with my time and mentorship takes a lot of effort. So I'm only looking to take on 2 more students by the end of this year so I can help them one-on-one get their first 3 to 5 clients with their AI avatar agency. I'm going to guide you through the exact offer you need to build, the exact marketing systems and funnels and templates that I use to get my first 5 clients, and also guide you step by step through the marketing, sales, fulfillment, and client delivery systems. You're pretty much going to get access to my exact business model and my exact business systems that have gotten me to 30K per month consistently. So if that sounds like you and you are very serious, click the link below to apply to my mentorship and see if you qualify. We'll hop on a call, walk through your current situation, and if it makes sense, we'll onboard you so you can get started. But if you're someone who is not serious and wants to take their time and doesn't really understand the window of opportunity that is right now and today, just please don't book a call with me and waste my time or your time. But if you're someone that's serious and wants to make this work for you, please book a call. I'd love to talk to you and see if we can work together. But with that being said, I hope this video was valuable to you. I appreciate you watching this entire video. Please make sure to like, comment what you want to see next on my YouTube. Make sure to subscribe because I post incredible free content every single week. And as always, take care.